Still plenty warm out here, but they're finally out. And just when I walked out of the house, I can't see it now though. That fir tree right there along the neighbor's line. I just watched a deer jump across it, across the fence. And I turned around and closed the door, and I turned back around and I can't find it. So somewhere, oh, it might be right in the middle of the screen. But somewhere there's a deer over there. Maybe finding some new green stuff coming up between the windrows. I don't know. I mean, there's got to be something green out there, right? Maybe. I just ain't going to go in a bale. I was going to look and see what the temperature was. It was 100 degrees earlier. And Becky and Mom had a good day out with Mom's friend. They had nice discussions, etc., etc. Mom kind of figures it's probably her last time to get to go do that. They visited some other people while they were down there too. I figured they would. They made a day of it. And when they got home, it must have been 4:30, 4:45. It was starting to cool down then, and it was 102. So I figured we had to hit 105. Must have cooled off because neighbor's shop door's open. Finally cool enough for him to go do something. Of course, his shop's been in the shade for, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours. And sun's somewhere over there. So yeah, there's your Saturday evening update. Just over 2 minutes of it anyway. I don't know where the cows are. I don't see them out. But the steers are enjoying it. Look like they're getting together and swishing flies together. Okay, I see the cows. I see some anyway. They're out there. Doesn't quite get the color of the moon. You kind of get the hint though. That's a little smoke in a full moon. Becky was looking on the camera and it looked like there was a light on top of the baler. All I can think is one of them reflector flags. We're in a little different position than it's been, and maybe the camera's picking it up. But I had to come out. The 3/4 drive earthquake battery was low, so I charged it earlier. I don't like leaving those batteries on chargers overnight, or the charger's on overnight. So, there, through the window. Doesn't like to focus on the moon. Too freaking dark for my camera to do it. A little smoke in the air. It was a little more vibrant earlier. Not much earlier. I mean, we're talking like 5 minutes ago. But, focus. It was a 117,000 acre fire, more or less, that way. So, that'd be part of that smoke. I found I got it 10% contained. And our wonderful Governor Kotex, at least she is better than the last one we had, who, big fires like that, the last one, little Katie, she refused to order state conflagrations on fires or order any warnings or anything. Kotex, she ordered 5 conflagrations, I think all today and yesterday. So, I mean, at least she's watching out for stuff, even if she is a whatever. She's doing a better job than I thought she would, but then didn't take much to do better than the last one. And it's still like 80 degrees out here. And past my bedtime, so there, now you got about 4.5 minutes of tonight for tomorrow's video. Focus, don't focus, focus, don't focus. Hey, it's my phone. I was kind of surprised. Neighbor's shop light's still on this morning. There's that still on, and oh gee, my shop lights are on this morning too. It's warm in there. I just opened the door up and got the fan going. It's almost 80 degrees in there, and it's 53 out here. And I can't see my watch. Yeah, it's about 20 after 4, give or take. Figure I'll get some twine put in. Not all of them are full. I think there's 8 full balls. And the other side of it, there's probably that many partials. One's kind of goobered up. But got to get some twine in it. I can get part of that done. I don't know if the cows are in or out because it ain't light enough to see them. Unless I just go out here with this. And I stepped out of the trailer this morning and it's like, almost smells like rain. I think it's cloudy. I think. Don't know. And go to bed last night. Of course, still way too hot to frickin' sleep, so lay there and sweat. I think it was that direction, so east, northeast, somewhere in there. Some asshole was lighting off fireworks. I mean, the governor even, well, state fire marshal says, hey, don't be burning anything, don't be doing anything. That's been going on for a while. And the governor declared a state of emergency for the fire danger yesterday. And then some assholes lighting fireworks off. I don't get it. I really don't. It's a nice color. I think it looks good. I'm wondering what this stuff is hanging over my head. It's really, really dark that way. Really dark that way. I just looked at the radar when I went up to get the paper. Yard light just shut off. No paper yet. Damn near 6 o'clock and no paper. Other side of the hills over here. In about a half an hour. It might be raining over there according to the radar. Nothing's supposed to hit here is what it showed. But ooh, we got a 13% chance of rain for part of the day now. Started out a 3% chance a few days ago, then it was a 7%, then it was a 4%. They still actually say 5% for the day, but you look at the hourly and we're 13% till like noon. So, and it still smells kind of like rain. So, might be an interesting day. Who knows? Ron lives that way, other side of that hill. Just heard some good thunder that direction. Gaston's that way. And just heard some good thunder that direction. And the wind, it was blowing here like crazy a little bit ago. Now it's not. We might get a light show. I don't know. We don't need a light show. It's too frickin' dry for that shit. That is not on the radar at all. Shows it the other side of the hill to the west. Doesn't show anything here.
Bad for the hay, but I love the rain.
Another good boomer. Good morning, girls. Yeah, I'm being slow because I sat out there by the bins for too long. Then Becky was looking for me. Yeah, that hay, I thought we were going to hopefully get that baler in tomorrow. I doubt it. And I'm kind of glad I didn't finish cutting the neighbors. Because, well, you know. But this is the only rain we're supposed to have for at least another week. This is our 5% chance of rain. And I think like next Thursday or Friday, we have like a 2% chance of rain. So yeah. Does it bother me? Yes and no. I'd like to get some hay in a bale. And I know this video is already way too long. But look at, Becky had hope looking on her. I told Becky to come over here. Brooks brat. That's exactly what she is. Sapphire, would you like some breakfast? She says, come on. You came out here like 2 hours ago and you haven't fed me yet. Okay, I guess she's not going to come out. Thought I'd show you just a little bit of tansy along here. That fence to the road is the county right away. The county's growing it. The other side of the fence is Waste Management's dump, and they're growing it. Isn't that wonderful? And just think, the county used to go find people and make them clean it up. Yeah, we went to town. Becky needed something from Home Depot, so.
And it wasn't the licky stick either.
And we needed a little ladder to carry on a beta. There's supposed to be one on the left side up in the front. And of course, you know, nothing there. And I can't reach the top of the twine in. Sorry, bouncy road. And then I'll show you something after we get over to the highway. We're only like half a mile away. So if you can see it or not.
His fat ass has to get out of my way.
There's a whole line of balers over there. Stacks there. Bales here. They didn't finish that. They probably won't bale today. It's a little damp now. Thought I'd show you that. And might be raining at home by the looks of it. Send her on a mission. Becky grabbed the bike and rode up here just in time for. I wasn't quick enough. I should have been. I could have. It was about a 5-minute rumble right over our head. And we got bolt lightning today. Becky saw it come down probably on the other side of the trees. Either in, well, she wasn't sure, either in part of that field where it goes that way or in our hayfield. So I just told Ty, go take a peek. I mean, if it did start something, may not notice it yet. A little more rumble. It's a little quieter though. That last one had the tin on the shop shaking.
My uncle was 5 years older than me, and when I was little, I hated thunder and lightning. Hate it. And so he always used to let me sit on my grandma's covered porch, and he'd sit next to me. He'd say, "Don't worry, Becky. Don't worry. It's just God bowling up there." And so he was killed in a tractor accident on the farm when he was 15. And let me tell you, I remember that. So every time thunder and lightning comes, it's like, I remember that. It's God bowling up there, not to worry about the loud noises.
Yeah, and what happened when it planted your grandfather?
It snowed.
6 inches of snow. Wasn't supposed to snow at all.
No.
This was like in January.
One of the pallbearers.
And it not only snowed, but while we were at the funeral home, it thundered and lightning. And it was shaking the whole building.
One of the pallbearers was 45 minutes late because of the snow. He lived in Portland to get out there. And he was so bad. He was in tears that he was upset he was late. It's like, it doesn't matter. He used to be a fireman before he retired. It's like, it doesn't matter as long as you're here safe. And matter of fact, he didn't have to come if it was, torrential, hard to get out there. And so anyway, but he has since passed away also of cancer. So, but yeah.
Now, we'll tell you why we went to Home Depot. Becky decided, Mom's got a corded one.
Tired of the cord.
But, I mean, we've got to grab all the cords around here to reach stuff.
And it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, so.
And it's boring.
This one looks a lot better than the corded one. Even though it's covered, you can't see it. And, yeah, that's her birthday present. Her birthday's coming up here in a month. And that's what belongs right there. So, we almost didn't find the short one. That's just tall enough to reach up high enough to get the top twine in. And it fits. That's the size. We found it in, I think I showed the picture the other day. We had to look again. We were trying to figure out, okay, how many steps is it? So, and that one's way too long to fit. And I didn't want, fiberglass is heavy. I didn't want fiberglass in it. It slips in there nice, and I can't make it wiggle. That's how it holds in. So we'll see how it works. Hopefully it don't fall out of there. That'd be a bad thing. And Becky's telling me I got to go help her trim stuff. I don't want to be out here holding on to something metal. Now it's going to rain again. It has not showed anything on the rain gauge yet. Although maybe it did finally while we were gone because we got back and things were wet again. He's up there straightening it out. But they had through the number 5 hole actually went to number 6 knotter. And it's easier to change it there than it is to pull it out of the knotter and change it.
Okay, from the bottom it should be 4, 5, and 6, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I have nothing in 4 because that is broke off.
We'll get you twine, don't worry.
And you want me to show this towards you so you can have it on?
If you can get it to...
You should be towards me then?
You got which? Number...
I have 6.
Number 6 goes in the top. Well, the back hole.
I just gotta find it.
I can find it for you.
Yeah, stick something through there.
I see it. I can stick my finger through it. It goes right here.
Right there.
Uh-oh. There we go.
There we go.
Push the stuff back through. The nice thing is I did it on the other baler. It's like a broom on the other side. Helps keep shit out of here. But now I got to figure out number 6 over here and get it tied up. Well, she found her an issue.
Son of a bitch.
I just found it. All the twine is actually all run through and drop down. See if we can see it. Right there, there's a roller. Goes through an arm and that goes down. It'll tie to the other twine down below. Where she is now rerunning that through the tensioner, that twine was there and it was into the knotter, so they didn't have it in there. And the fun part is,
This is the easy part.
yeah, sometimes the fun part is going through that tensioner, which is 2 gears that mesh together.
Dude, I just grabbed the outside plate.
But, you know, I think on this baler it's probably easier to get to those. We were already discussing that. She says it's easy on this one.
I already ran 2 others.
So here in a minute, I got to go back over and run that up. Now I'll show you where it's got to go. After she gets that through, and we found the other grease zerks that she said she couldn't find.
Well, you gotta remember, it was fucking hot and I was BFing.
There's a roller right there that rides on this cam. There's a grease zerk on the end of it.
Which mind you, we don't have on our
It's got a mate at the other end. The rollers on the 4900 aren't greasable.
No.
And that one, she told me wasn't there.
Well, it was fucking hot, dude.
It's making excuses. Anyway, they come from there, under that tube, over this roller. This is spring loaded. That is what is connected to the flags. So if a twine comes out of the knotter without getting tied and it's loose, when it ties a knot, that one the flag will be up and the rest of them the flag will be down. Look at that, she's just going for broke for me. She might get it all done before I get here. And really, getting it through that is probably one of the worst things.
Yeah, 'cause my fingers hurt.
Well, all the twine we have is in. I got 2 holes up there, 2 there, 2 there. Other side's about the same. I think the top row on the other side's full. I've got... Excuse me, louder. You've been drinking too much. I got 4 left there. One's got quite a bit in it, but it's kind of buggered up. The one to the left of it is only like 2 layers in there. There's not much. I don't want to throw those in and not look quick enough and have to re-thread everything. Well, re-thread that one. We had trouble with pickup not wanting to lift before. I don't know why yet, but I do know what's going on. I looked up Agco parts online, got the specs on that cylinder. It's supposed to be 6.5 inches of travel, and I figured measuring It should have been 6 inches. We're getting 4 inches, period. Nothing more. Every time. I had Ty pick it up 4 or 5 times, and I got down and measured every time, and it's 4 inches on the money. And in messing with all this yesterday, day before, whatever the hell it was, that's all free to move. It moves nicely. So it's not like that's stopping it. And Richard Wilkins, thank you, sir. He was going to take some pictures of somebody else's, but it wasn't there to take pictures of. But he told the guy what I was talking about. And the guy says, oh, yeah, I had to rebuild that cylinder a few times, or a couple times, whatever. Because it's not that heavy of a cylinder, and being on the direction it's on, your pivot's here, your cylinder pivot's there and goes there, that angle, and that's got to push it up. That cylinder's got to work twice as hard than had they taken the pivot and put it down here about the tip of my foot. If that was a straight push, the cylinder would never have any trouble. On the old baler, I think it's the same cylinder. Excuse me. It's on the other side, but it's parallel to the ground, so it's a straight push. This way it's pushing against the header. So that's what I know. So I hope you all had a great Sunday. Hope everybody has a great Monday. We might get in the field tomorrow if it's dry enough. We got a whole 2/100ths of an inch of rain this morning. That's what it came up to. Just enough to make it humid as hell.